Yes, sir. Let's talk about it, man. First and foremost, from the stands of a sports fan, my man's pots and pans. Let's get into it. First topic that I want to talk about right here. Bronny James, man. Now the summer league is in full effect. All right, summer league in full effect with the NBA, and we ain't seeing too many stars that actually stand out. All right, the only name that's really been the most popular in the NBA summer league is Bronny James. Bronny James, and he was the 55th overall draft pick in the 2024 NBA draft. With that being said, does he really deserve a spot on the NBA roster, on the LA Lakers roster? I want to kind of break some stuff down that we recently saw from his statistics, right? So, currently, his last game in Summer League, which was, I believe, Monday, July 15th, they played against the Celtics. His statistics, 2 points. He was 1 for 5 from the field, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 turnovers for 3 fouls. So, on a productive side, 3 rebounds, 2 points, 1 assist. On a non-productive side, 2 turnovers, 3 fouls. You almost committed as many turnovers and fouls as you did points and rebounds and assists combined, bro. Almost. So, all right. We can sit up here, and I can sit up here and talk a lot of stuff about Bronny James only being in the league because his dad. We can all say that because his dad, blah, blah, blah. I think it's pretty obvious. And even if it ain't obvious, let's just say this right here. After I put it in perspective, and I didn't even finish looking it up like I wanted to. I'm going to look it up while we live on the air right now. As I put things in perspective, and I got another story about this, I started to think, what are some other people who are averaging, career-wise, what he averaged? And we got somebody calling in right now. Hold on. We got somebody calling in. Yo, what's going on? You kicking it with KC from the stands. Who's this? Where you calling from?
Man, Calvin, I'm calling from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Oh, yeah. This my broski right here. What up, bro? You on the roll right now?
Yeah, just on the roll right now, getting head to the gym.
That's what's up. All right, so listen, you called right on time, bro. All right, so my first topic right now that I'm attacking. Does Bronny James Jr. deserve an official spot on the Lakers roster, bro? Now, what I just recently went over was the fact that his last game in the Summer League, as of Monday, July 15th, they played the Celtics. He had 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. He was 1 for 5 from the field with 2 turnovers and 3 fouls. Right. So he's not putting up any fantastic numbers. He's not a standout artist, but he is standout because he is LeBron James' son. So at the end of the Summer League, when they are making their cuts, do you believe Bronny James Jr. should have an official roster spot on the Lakers or on an NBA team in general?
I mean, it's two-sided the way I see it right now because the number 1 overall pick, he just had a terrible game as well. Yep. He didn't score anything, and that's the number 2 pick.
Mm-hmm. Alex Sarr for the Wizards.
Right. And you know how obviously, him being a number 2 pick, people are brushing it off like, oh, it's just a summer league. Like, he's just in the slump right now. Like, he going to figure it out. So the same could be said about Bronny, too. I mean, obviously, I don't know if Bronny's focus is 100% on basketball just because, everybody know he's, he feel like he's more comfortable streaming and playing video games. Mm-hmm. And basically, what they showing, they showing us before all the, games and stuff like that, that him streaming and he's real happy about the Call of Duty and all that. So I don't know if his focus is 100% there. But, obviously being LeBron's son, I mean, I feel like it's a lot of pressure on him, too. So he kind of just seemed like he's got to find his groove. But I feel like if he can just relax a little bit and just play his game, he might, can score more than the little 2-3 points that he's been scoring here and there. I mean, I can't really count him out until it's time for him to actually do what he got drafted to do. So, I mean, his defense has been solid so far. It's just the offense he haven't found yet.
So you think he's in a slump right now? You think he's in a slump?
I do. I honestly do believe he's in a slump because the way I see it, too, I mean, obviously he was in high school. I mean, he only had that little half a year at USC because of him having a cardiac arrest. So I don't know if that's still kind of setting him back a little bit, like he a little bit scared to potentially go back to that time when that happened, because it could occur again, or just the simple fact that he just haven't found his rhythm yet. Because, I mean, he was a McDonald All-American, and it takes a lot to get that. He was on a super team, and he was still, like, one of the number one guys.
Okay.
So I do believe, like, I don't know. Maybe he just haven't been in the position to actually be the guy on a team just because he had a super team around him. So I'm not 100% sure. But as a 55th pick, I do believe he do deserve that spot right now. Not just because of the last name, just because his worth ethic behind it. I mean, it do seem like he actually trying to actually compete. Whether he go down to the G League and actually, he can prove something there and score a little bit more points. But him being LeBron's son, I don't really see him being in the G League. I just think that 55th spot, he just going to have to work at it. They did get him based on LA's developmental program. So hopefully that can get him in his groove, and, he can continue to work out with his dad and the other players around him. So I think he deserves a spot. It's the 55th pick, so you can't really go wrong.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that, bro. Because that's the same thing I said. I was like, okay, he was the 55th pick. In the first round, the Lakers had the 17th, and they had the 55th. They chose, Dalton Connect or whatever for the 17th. I was watching, so I was waiting to see when and if they were going to draft him. Then they did him the 55th.
Right.
So he was like, 3 or 4 picks away from not even being drafted at all. That's the one thing I give him. But I think that was also strategic because they know he ain't a standout athlete, bro. So him being a McDonald's All-Star, let me just go back to that first and foremost. I feel like all of that probably had to do with his name, bro. I'm gonna be 1,000, and that's only because I can't recall any high school highlights from Bronny James Jr. where I was like, damn, I can't wait to see him in the league. And my boy, me and my boy talked about this. You know who high school highlights I have seen? I was like, I can't wait to see him in the league. Zion Williamson. Yeah, see, you feel me? My boy said, no, you can't compare to him. That's once-in-a-lifetime talent. Zion got to the league. He shows up, but when he shows up, he does good. But when he doesn't, it's just like, he's injured, so it is what it is. But at the same time, my point is, at least his highlight tapes in high school hyped me up to want to see him in the pros. Bronny don't have that, to me. His highlights are probably better than Thanasis. But other than that, I don't see Bronny. He was an average high school player. He got to college, played at USC, another move for his name, if you ask me. And then, he had the cardiac attack. I'm going to say all that. Cool. But, bro, even afterwards, it ain't like you went off, bro. And if you so concerned for your health, why are you playing at all?
Right.
Go ahead.
No, that is true, though. So okay, if you had to, so Mikey Williams, we all know about, he was the hype sensation back in high school and everybody was going back for him or Bronny because of the last name. So do you think that Mikey Williams still is a better player than Bronny?
I'm going to be completely honest. I might have saw 1 or 2 highlights from Mikey Williams before.
Okay.
Even with the 1 or 2 highlights that I vaguely remember, I'm going to say yes, bro. Because from what I saw from Bronny just seemed like a average high school player, bro. An average high school player. I'll give him maybe a little bit above average because average might be averaging maybe 10 points at the most or something like that. I'll say he did a little bit better than average in high school, but not good enough to be a McDonald's All-American. Not good enough to be at no USC. Not good enough to be drafted. I want to put that aside. And this is what I want to say before I let you go or before you add anything else. I had to compare because I recently saw some stuff about Patrick Beverley. It's another story about that I'm going to talk about later. But I was like, okay, they say Patrick Beverley, he's going to Israel. But they said he last averaged with the Milwaukee Bucks in the 2023-2024 season, 20 minutes, 26 games played, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. I say this is a veteran. I'm looking through his stats as we speak. Only 3 seasons that he averaged double digits out of his 11-year veteran status. Only 3 seasons he averaged over double digits. That was 10 points, and 12 points. So I'm like, he's actually averaging the same that a NBA veteran is averaging right now. A 11-year veteran right now, Patrick Beverley, is averaging the same thing, or has averaged, I should say, while he was in the NBA. So on that end, I'm kind of like, I get it. He's putting some numbers up in his stats, so I get it. Plus, he's LeBron James' son. Yeah, you're putting some numbers up there. But other than that, I'm looking like, bruh, I don't think he showed enough. I don't think he showed up enough in the summer league to make the official roster. That's just what I want to put on it. I'm gonna let you go ahead and land the plane on that. Go ahead. If you got anything else.
I was gonna say they play tonight, so
Right,
I don't.
right.
I think they got maybe 3 more games left in the summer for them. I feel like tonight is gonna be a determining factor for me whether or not if he don't score over 10 tonight, I just don't really see the longevity of his career. But like I said, LA got that developmental program, and I hope it do him some justice, and he actually be better than what everybody is seeing right now during the summertime.
Right.
But I feel like for right now, as far as me want the excitement of wanting to watch him, if he don't score over 10 tonight, then that's just, that's it for me. If I hear about him here and there, it's like, damn, okay, I knew he could do better than what he was being shown on the media and stuff like that. So this is my deciding moment for Bronny tonight. So he got to show me something, at least 10 points.
At least 10 points tonight, or it's done
10.
for him. Or at least 10 tonight. I don't see that happening, bro. That's breakout for LeBron James Jr. That's breakout. That's a breakout game for him. But that's interesting. Let me just look one time just to make sure. As far as games, Summer League, trying to see who they play. The Lakers play the Hawks, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight, which is Wednesday, July 17th. So we'll see how that game turned out, man. Hey, bro, appreciate you, man. I know you're on the way to the gym, man. If I'm still doing the show, man, I sent you the link, and you got time, bro. Give me a call, bro. Tap in with me, man. We got some more to talk about.
All right, man. Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Yep. Hey, man, that's my bro, man. Calvin calling into the show from the stands of a sports fan. You can call in to 313-466-4386. Let me know what you think. Does Bronny James Jr. deserve an official spot on the roster of the Lakers or any NBA team? I say no. I say take him to the G League, if anything. I ain't completely hating. Take him to the G League, then rise him up, or whatever you want to call that. Let me know what you think. 313-466-4386. Keeping it moving in regards to the NBA, though, other NBA news. Just to give you a quick update, Kyrie Irving, they say he broke his left hand in the offseason workout, and he has had surgery already. So they don't have an official timeline as to when it starts or when it's going to heal. I think it's like 2.5 months until like training or the season officially starts. 2.5 months. So he got a little while to heal, but breaking your left hand, I don't believe that's his dominant hand, but it's still a hand that Kyrie is very, very good with. So I don't think that's going to have any effect on the Mavericks going out through the season, or at least to start the season. But it's something to be aware of, though, because if it gets re-aggravated, it can have an effect later on down the season. He broke his left hand, not fractured, not none of that. He broke it. So you can re-aggravate that. So we're hoping there's no long-term effects with that. I'm actually a Kyrie Irving fan, so we want to say that. But anyway, that's what I had to say on Kyrie Irving. Let me know what you think. 313-466-4386. Hey, speaking of the Mavericks, man, Klay Thompson, I just want to speak on this in case you don't know. Yeah, he officially with the Mavericks, bro. He signed that $50 million 3-year contract with the Mavericks. Sign and trade deal involving 6 teams. I didn't know it was 6 teams. That's kind of crazy. All right, so now we got Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, Klay Thompson, Dallas Mavericks, right? Here's what I want to say about that. Super teams never meet expectations. I've done a show on that. I've done a segment on that already. You can go back to the old shows and look at it, old clips. But check this out. By a super team, I'm talking about at least 2 or more players who have led a team by themselves. Led a team. By led a team, I mean at least led them to the playoffs, at the least, by themselves. And by themselves, yeah, you got some role players, but you're the superstar of the squad. Klay Thompson was not that person for Golden State. Let's make it clear. So I wouldn't necessarily consider him a superstar. All-star, yes. Kyrie Irving, superstar. Luka Doncic, I'll give him superstar status. So you got 2 superstars, 1 all-star now. That could be a good recipe for success. I will say that. Good shooter. If Klay Thompson can stay consistent, especially when they need them in the postseason and in the finals, if they can make it back there. Do I think the Mavericks going to make it back to the finals? No. Completely unexpected in the 2023-2024 season. It'll be completely unexpected if it happens again. But other than that, I don't think nobody's expecting it. Great ad for the Mavericks. I think they'll get to the second round in the West. I don't see them going to the Western Conference Finals. That's my prediction. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show 313-466-4386. I had a whole what's the name for that now that I think about that, bro. Tripping. Klay Thompson. Yeah, man, I had a whole graphic for that and whatnot. All right, let's get that up out of here. Moving on to the next subject, the next big trade that we had, that we saw in the NBA right here, man. Chris Paul, officially with the San Antonio Spurs, man. My man's like 105. Now, he actually 39 years old, signed a 1-year deal with the San Antonio Spurs. And, obviously the presence of Victor Wembanyama is great motivation to continue to play. The former number 1 draft pick of the 2022-2023 season. Actually showed out lead at the NBA in blocks per game with like 3.9, 3.6 something per game. Victor Wembanyama. So he was going crazy last season. I'm going to be honest with you. A little bit of leadership on the floor, a little leadership off the floor, guidance with Coach Pop. I ain't going to say they're going to go far, but they're going to do better. And that's not saying much because they were like the 2nd or 3rd worst team in the NBA last year. So the ceiling is great fun. Like the ceiling, you can go anywhere at this point with them. But I will say with Chris Paul, I think this is a way better look, and we all can agree, than him being in Golden State. I think it's all been said all across America at this point. I'm late saying that. So saying that to say, yes, great trade. Don't think they're going to the finals. He's not going to see a championship with San Antonio. But if they do some good things in the next couple years with Victor Wembanyama and another veteran to replace Chris Paul, then they could do some nice damage in San Antonio, man. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Hey, man, okay, so my brother brought this up, right? Calvin called in. He brought this up and he said it. The Washington Wizards star, number 2 overall pick, Alex Sarr, scoreless in a summer league game. 0 for 15. He's the number 2 pick. Now listen, these are kids, relatively speaking, and they're new to the NBA, to the professional basketball realm. So just like my brother said, I'm gonna give him this grace. Yeah, he's probably in a slump. As a matter of fact, to speak on that, his last 3 games before that in Vegas, or 3 games leading up to that game. Versus the Hawks, he had 12 points, 4 of 12. Versus the Rockets, 8 points, 4 of 14. Trailblazers, 0 for 15, 0 points, 0 for 7 for 3. 0 for 15 from the field. Oh, my God. In total, 20 points out of 3 games, 8 for 41 in the field overall, and 2 for 17 from the arc. Now, in 3 games in the summer league, that's kind of nutty. No diddy. That's kind of nutty, bro. For the number 2 draft pick, you're supposed to be doing a lot more damage than that, bro. We want to see you, like, literally shine, stand out in the summer league all the way into the series. If you can't, this is what I want to say. If you can't do good in the summer league, I don't think you're going to do good in the regular season, let alone the playoffs. And you ain't just going to turn it on, bro. So we all anticipated this being one of the worst NBA drafts, or respectfully, I'm going to say, nobody that we knew was really coming out of this NBA draft. Nobody that we really anticipated. Other than Bronny James, which we ain't anticipated him being a scorer or nothing like that. We just wanted the name to be there. Other than that, they are delivering via Summer League exactly what we expected via the draft. Nothing spectacular, bro. A few players getting some double-doubles. Other than that, that's about it. But let me know what you think. Are there some players in the Summer League that's going off that you think will do decent and translate in the regular season of the NBA? I don't see that yet. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. Lastly, in regards to the NBA, Patrick Beverley signing a deal with a team in Israel. He said Tuesday afternoon, yesterday, July 16th, he said on social media, on X, formerly known as Twitter, that, they offered him something that he couldn't refuse, that he liked, that everything that he wanted, essentially. Now, this is what I want to say about this. Patrick Beverley, like I stated earlier, his last season, 6.2 points average, 3.3 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 41% shooting, 33% from the three in 73 games last season. Bro, he's an 11-year veteran, bro, averaging single digits, bro. That makes me give Bronny James so much more grace. I mean, honestly, does he deserve a spot in the NBA on a roster? I don't think so. G League first, then work your way up to it. And that's what I'll say about Bronny. Other than that, even if he went straight to the league, straight got a roster, I can't be mad at this. As long as you're putting some numbers on the stats and you ain't scoreless, then I think you're doing pretty decent, bro. Patrick Beverley, bro, 11 years. So he went and signed a deal with a team in Israel. He's playing ball over there for the 24-25 season. Here's the thing about it, though. He actually began his entire pro career playing overseas, so that's not a shock. He played for Greece and Russia before he started playing in the NBA. So a lot of people don't know that. So he started over there. So he's going not necessarily back to Greece or Russia, but he's going overseas where he's familiar with. And other than that, before he even left, I think the last game that he played, which was against the Pacers, first round series loss, he had some type of back and forth with a fan in the stands right behind him, or in the seats right behind him, passing the ball back and forth at him. Like, shoot, it looked crazy. So they're saying, as of right now, even if Patrick Beverley returned to the NBA, if and when he does, he has to face a 4-game suspension at the start of that season for throwing the ball in Game 6 of the first round of this playoffs. That's crazy. I know he ain't running from that suspension, bro. I know you ain't running from that. He said it's because of the money, and you at the tail end of your career anyway. They said my man's you played for 5 different teams since 2021, 2022. You ain't signed a multi-year deal since 2019, bro. I don't even know who that was with. Maybe Minnesota. I don't know. Point is, man, Pat Bev, bro, go get the bag if that's what it's worth. I appreciated his game and at least what he brought to the league. His energy, his tenacity, his ability to be a bad guy and take on that role like Dylan Brooks. But other than that, not a standout athlete. Character-wise, yes. Personality-wise, yes. Other than that, it is what it is. Another one bites the dust. And if you do come back to the league, you got to face that 4-game suspension like a man, cuz. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Comment to the show. 313. You see the number right there. I'm not really scrambling for real. All right, so I want to talk about right now. Let me get this graphic together right here. All right, so the tallest. Got this other dude right here. The tallest college player in history. 7 feet 9 inches. Oliver Royks, Florida basketball 2024 commit. 3-star center from IMG Academy, bro. 7 feet 9. The tallest player in college basketball history. He was previously listed at 7 feet 6 inches last November in 2023. Then they say experienced obviously a 3-inch growth spurt, bro. Bro, that's crazy. 7 feet 9. Now, you would think that should be easy buckets every time. But you can't be fragile, bro. You can't be fragile, though. Now, usually when they super tall, that mean they lanky. They skinny. They ain't got no power for real. All it takes is power. Somebody come yam on them. You a poster, bro, at 7'9", with your head touching the net. Pause. But other than that, it's interesting to see how the game is growing, literally how players are growing also. But if you ain't really doing nothing, you just going to get yammed on by players that's way more aggressive than you, bro. You're going to be a tall dude that gets yammed on like Vince Carter did in the Olympics. You're going to get yammed on every time. It's going to be a nice poster, bro. You're going to be a highlight for sure. You're going to be a highlight for one thing or another if it comes to anything. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show, 313-466-4386. Hey, so listen. It is something else in college basketball that I want to talk about, if you don't mind. They recently said a U.S. appeals court ruled that college athlete whose efforts benefit their schools may qualify as employees deserving of pay under federal wage and hour laws. Challenging the NCAA's concept of, quote, amateurism, the court emphasized the need to distinguish between students playing for fun and those whose efforts constitute work. This follows a Supreme Court decision following athletes to profit from their name, image, and likeness, aka NIL, leading to a $2.8 billion revenue sharing plan. The athletes in this lawsuit seek hourly wages for their time dedicated to sports, arguing that colleges violated fair labor practices. The NCAA, which opposed the lawsuit, argues that an employment model could harm student experiences and reduce opportunities in various sports. Wait a minute, NCAA, hold on. Who the hell are y'all to tell the students what's going to ruin their experience? You out of pocket, NCAA. You can't tell the students what's going to ruin their experience. It's their experience to have. So let them do that. As far as reduce opportunities in various sports, that sounds like a budget issue, and it is what it is. If y'all got to pay the students, it is what it is. They've been making y'all money for this long, for historically hundreds of years. Stop playing with me, dog. Stop playing with me, dog. Stop playing with me. Pay these students. That, if I'm not mistaken, I also believe they should be receiving health benefits as well if they're going to be officially employees. All right? But they say they have to determine between players that's playing for fun and players that's working whose efforts constitute work. That's a blurry line if you ask me. I think that'll probably come down to, does your program or your sport actually generate revenue for our school? If not, then the basketball and the football programs are supporting your softball or your swimming or your lacrosse program. You're not making no money for real. We might have to cut this out. I think that's essentially what they're saying. If that is the case, it's unfortunate for those athletes in those sports, but it is what it is. It's all about money. The college has been about money. Let the athletes get their money since they're bringing the money there. And the athletes that's not generating money, then it is what it is. I hate to say that for real, but literally that's what the country and these colleges have been doing historically. Am I wrong? Let me know what you think, though. Go off in the live chat in the comments, call into the show. 313-466-4386. All right, so it is one last thing I want to talk about. I don't have nothing for this. I don't have no graphic for this. Do I have this up at least? All right, so anyway, we're just going to talk about the Olympics, right? So we're talking about a professor specifically, but with the 2024 Summer Olympics approaching, concerns about the use of sports technology, particularly high-tech swimsuits, have emerged. After the 2008 Beijing Olympics, the International Swimming Federation regulated these swimsuits, leading to over 130 records being broken within 1 year. Jan Anders Manson, a distinguished professor and the executive director of Purdue University's Ray Erie Sports Engineering Center, emphasized that technology should not overshadow athletic performance. He said, quote, "The athlete should not be in the shadow of technology," end quote, stressing the importance of recognizing athletes for their skills rather than their equipment. I partly agree, I partly disagree, and here's why. I partly agree with him saying that technology shouldn't overshadow and we should reduce technology use because technology can be very, very skewed. Now, can the human eye be very skewed? Yes, obviously. But technology has its wonky ways also. And I think just looking directly at the naked eye, in some cases, other than it being close races or something like that, I don't think technology should be involved whatsoever. We're talking about the Olympics, which goes back hundreds of years also. Decades, whatever you want to call it. The point is, they didn't have technology then, and they were doing fine. The torch has literally been passed on for years since then. And I think we've still been able to crown the world's greatest athletes. So technology should enhance it, not replace it. That's what I agree with. To disagree with the BS that he's talking about, I think, yes, technology should enhance and not replace, but I think it should give us more accuracy. And like I said, in those examples where things, races are close or whatever the case may be, we should use technology. As a matter of fact, technology in sports in general. Thinking like football. And with them using a 10-yard chain in football, two regular people standing up holding it, supposedly, allegedly putting it exactly where the football is supposed to have had landed on the field, based on the eyes of a referee, I think that's barbaric. We should be using technology in the football with some markers on the sideline to know exactly where that football landed when it touched the ground, or when an athlete who's holding the football touched the ground. Or specifically basketball, the player that's holding the ball, where was his foot when he shot it? Who was the last player to touch the ball before it went out of bounds? Technology be used for that. Other than that, it is what it is. I love technology being incorporated in some sports, in some ways. Other than that, I kind of do see what he's talking about. But let me know what you think. Technology in sports. Should there be more? Should there be less? Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. We about to get up out of here. Oh, yeah. So I'm about to get up out of here. But first and foremost, man, thinking out loud real quick. You know what I hate, man? As a black man in the black community, I'm just going to say this. I hate, or it makes my blood itch when I hear people, specifically women in the black community, say, I don't need a man. I don't need a man. What are you, an alien? Just because you're mad, you're going through something, does not mean that you're officially asexual. If we break it down to the lowest denominator, you at least gonna need sex unless you're interested in the opposite and interested in the same sex as yourself. Other than that, you're gonna at least want some sex. So that's gonna go out the window. And if you're talking about relationship wise, are you just gonna continue to just let niggas run all up in you? That's not gonna last for long, baby. That's what I want to say. Ask the older women. They'll tell you right now. That don't last long. Miss, I don't need nobody. I hate that. I think that kills and breaks the black community and black families, but that's just what I think. Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments, call into the show. 313-466-4386. Oh, we got to get up out of here, man. Before we do that, I need you to do me a favor. Kick it with KCMC on all social media. That's at KIWKCMC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, all that. KIWKCMC. That's Kick It with KCMC. Just the abbreviations, man. And show some love to my sponsor, too, man. Team Elite 313. They on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram also. And Snapchat, TikTok, all that. Team Elite 313. TEAMELITE 313. And check out their premium urban-based casual wear. T-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, tech fleece, jogger sets, varsity sets, hats, and more. It's all on their website, teamelite313.com. Ask your mom, man. Thank you again for kicking it with KC. Getting this far in the video. If you got this far, though, hey, appreciate you showing love. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. We appreciate that. Hit the alert so you know when I'm going live, because I might pop up on you at any time. Don't be scared. If you watch the video, I saw you. Call in. 313-466-4386. I ain't scared. Call in and talk that mess, man. We're going to do another show later on. We're going to be talking about popular topics, man. We're going to get into some news and stuff that's been going on lately. Other than that, subscribe. Check out Unk Talk on the channel, also Team Elite Media. And, man, just show that love, man. Check out the links in my description so you can check out my singles also. We out of here, man.